What's up, everyone? Today we're not talking about mid-strolling or live scope or spinning rods. We're talking about old school fishing and a fun bite that I got on recently, skipping docks. Thanks everyone for watching. I appreciate all the new subscribers. Please like and subscribe. You know, if you're new to this channel, typically I'm talking about baits, latest and greatest, what's been working for me, trends that I see in the industry, unboxing, things like that. But this time we're actually gonna show some on the water footage from one of my last trips. So everything right now is about live scope and mid-strolling and the jig head minnow. I mean, that's what seems like all my videos have been about. And that's what I tried to do on this trip. I spent a good portion of the morning doing that, caught a white bass, but no bass. And it's fun when you're catching them, but if you're just out there moving around, not catching anything, it's not very fun. So I had an idea to go shallow, kind of go old school. Started skipping a jig, which is something that I love to do. And right away, I caught a nice one skipping under a dock leading into a pocket where these fish are gonna eventually spawn. And it's been warming up, so those fish are moving to these pockets, these canals. So I caught a nice one. You can see here's a clip of it, my brand new reel. The drag wasn't all the way set up, so it kind of made it a little more difficult than it needed to be, but I still got it in. And then I decided to go run that pattern in other areas, and it worked. Those fish are leading into pockets and on the last deep dock. So it was really cool to kind of have a theory and then run it, kind of old school pattern fishing. So I really enjoyed doing that, and skipping docks is so much fun because you skip it under there and then you feel that thump. It's just, you get rewarded if you make a nice cast. So I'll tell you a couple of the jigs that I use. I was actually using 3 different jigs, and not really for any particular reason. It was just, this one started messing up. This is the Bass Pro Shops XPS tungsten. It just came separated. I need to glue it. But it worked. This is what I caught the first few on. I was kind of hesitant at first because it's got such a small hook for this 1/2 ounce jig, especially when you put a trailer on there. I mean, it feels like takes up most of the gap, your trailer. I mean, depending on what you use, but it's caught fish. It worked. And I like compact jigs, and tungsten will do that. You can skip it a little bit easier into those holes. So the smaller the better for the most part. The other one I was using was the Berkley Power Bait jig, which I've talked about this when I first got them. This is my first time using it. You can see I didn't do the best job. I was banging into posts and all kinds of stuff and knocked some of the paint off, but I did catch some fish on this one. This is that Reaction Innovations Twerk. I really haven't had much use for this. I've used these before, but it's never been a great trailer or a bad trailer. But honestly, when you're pitching and skipping docks, I don't think the trailer makes that much of a difference because it's dark. You're skipping it under there, you're getting that reaction bite. So a lot of times it's more about the profile of the trailer than it is actually the look. And this thing does a good job of skipping pretty well. The other one that I was using was this guy. You can see this one's pretty beat up too, again, from just skipping into stuff. This one, I wish I knew the name of it. I bought it at a tackle store in North Carolina just because I like that jig hook style. And then the head as well, it's really flat, so it skipped really well. And it's kind of crazy color, and it has like this, I don't know what that is, like a mylar or something in there. So again, I was just kind of grabbing a jig and based on how well it's gonna skip. So that's what I was doing. It was really fun. You can see some more fish that I caught here on these jigs. When you find a pattern like that that works, it's awesome when it works somewhere else and you could run it. So I'll tell you my 2 setups that I was using. So I actually had 2 skipping setups, one with 17 pound and then one with 20 pound. One was a little bit heavier rod. And I'll tell you the 2 that it was. It was a Phoenix M1. This is a 7'4" heavy, and then the Shimano Scorpion. And then I had 17 pound on this with a little bit lighter jig, a 3/8 or a half. And I'll show you the other one I have, which is a little bit more beefed up. But I like this particular rod. It's a heavy, but Phoenix, in my opinion, they're a little bit lighter than what they say. So this is more like a heavy, medium heavy. It's kind of in between a medium heavy and a heavy, in my opinion. So it's got a nice action to it, a nice tip, so you can really fling that bait in there. So I really like that rod for lighter jigs and pitching. For the heavier stuff like this 5/8, I actually like a 7'3" Phoenix Feather Extra Heavy. So again, it's more like a little bit heavier heavy. Shimano Metanium, and then 20 pound Seaguar Tatsu. This is that Berkley Power Bait power jig. You can see how flat that head is on there. Skips really well. Totally a fun bite. I wish all trips were like that, where you could catch fish doing fun things like that. It was cool to see those fish are moving up, they're getting closer to spawn, and I had figured them out just a little bit, and was catching some fish, skipping a jig, doing my favorite thing. So tell me some of your favorite skipping jigs. I know there's a lot of them that are designed for it. I'm always on the hunt for some more jigs. You know, you're gonna lose them in the course of the day, casting around, you know, boats and cables and all kinds of stuff. It's just part of the game, so you can always use more. So let me know about what jigs you like and trailers too, because maybe there's something that is a little bit better that will help me with skipping. So thanks for watching.